Welcome everybody to A Novel Bunch, your modern day book club. If you're new to the channel, please like, subscribe, comment, all that fun YouTube stuff. And if you're listening on a platform like iTunes or Audible and you are loving the vibes, please feel free to leave us a review. It really allows us to connect with our fellow book loving community. Now today we have an extraordinarily talented guest we are so excited to speak with. You may know her from The Hunting Wives, her best-selling thriller, which is now a hit on Netflix, or one of her other absolutely irresistible novels. And her latest novel, All the Little Houses, is set to release on January 20th, which is available now for pre-order. And the premise on that one? Even adults can behave badly too. Sign us up, Bunchies. Please help us welcome May Cobb. Were you waiting there long? I am so sorry.
I was not. I was having like operator error and I'm so sorry.
No. Oh, you're so good. No, we were just sitting here like just chatting away, yapping away as we do. And I'm like, oh wait, she's in the waiting room. I got to get her. But hi, how are you?
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm great. I am under a deadline, so I look like I'm under a deadline. So I just wanted to apologize. Okay.
Stop it. You live your best life. Aren't deadlines fun? I can only imagine for a writer what that is like.
Such a blast.
Oh my gosh. So what part of the deadline are you in? Is this like first draft? Is this edits?
The book is due in like 5 days and I'm finishing it up. So
fun. Are you allowed to tell us kind of what it's about, or is that top
Oh
secret?
yeah, for sure. It's actually the sequel to All the Little Houses, which is my next one that's coming out in January. So
Wow. Oh,
yeah,
so you're just back to back. You're ready. You're getting them locked and loaded.
exactly.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us today on A Novel Bunch. And I just have to tell you, I literally knew I was going to love you the second that I read. You go, I love napping, I love staring into space, and I love making to-do lists for my to-do list. And I go, if that is not me, girl, if that is not me. And you're in Austin, right?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Beautiful. Did we lose Molly?
I think we did.
There she is.
Hi.
Hey,
So
Are
sorry
we
about
all
that.
good?
we're back.
We are back, baby. We got this.
We're back.
Kill it.
And we're ready and we're so
I know.
excited.
We got our books.
Thank y'all so much. Oh my God, I'm so happy to be here. You have no idea.
We're
Well,
just so
welcome
thrilled
to
to have
Hollywood's new It Girl, Netflix queen.
Oh,
We want to talk
Yes,
about the
Netflix
adaptation, the
queen.
television, the book, all of it. We're so excited to have you here.
thank you. Thank you. It's been a bonkers ride. Oh my God.
I'm sure. I'm so curious because we might as well hop right into it. So many people in the world are out there trying to pitch their ideas, their stories, their scripts, their novels to Hollywood to get them adapted. What was that like? How did that even happen for you? Were you really working to make that happen, or did they come to you, or a little bit of both?
Yeah, all credit is due to my fabulous agents. So my lit agent, Victoria Sanders, and she works hand in hand with my book to film agent, Hillary Zaitz-Michael. And they're the ones that actually got it sold. And so I can't take any credit for that. And so they made that an extremely easy process. They
Amazing.
sold the rights before the book was published. And so that's why, even though the book came out in 2021, 2020 is when it landed with Erwin Stoff of Three Arts, the producer. And so that's how, even with the pandemic and the writer strike, they were able to get into production in, I think, March 24. Yeah, if I have all that.
Wow. Now is that the norm? I'm an actor. I'm in the industry.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
if you don't, if it's not published, that must mean that your idea is so wonderful and people believe in you so much that they're like, this has to be a TV show before the book has even hit the shelves.
Well, that's a nice way to put it. I think sometimes books do sell because they have like scouts that go out. And if it's kind of like a buzzy title, it might get scooped up. But I do feel like Irwin got this made astonishingly fast, especially with all the roadblocks of, like I said, the pandemic and the writer strike.
I know it all well.
Yeah.
Poor Molly.
God.
You're an executive producer on
Yeah.
this show, right? So how much did you really have your hand in it? Were you there every day on set? What about casting, location scouting, all of it? Is that something, because East Texas, we know, is a really big character in itself in this show, right?
Yeah.
In the story. So
Absolutely.
what's that like?
I feel very fortunate that Rebecca Cutter, the showrunner, as well as Irwin, the producer, they were very inclusive. And so even though I was like a baby to this world, Rebecca let me audit the writer's room. I got to read all the scripts. I did fly out for pilot week, and then I went back to set like a number of times. But it was very much her creation, and I was kind of along for the ride. So that's, yeah.
Now, was that crazy to see cast and people becoming these characters that you came up with and
right, because it's in
created?
your world, right? And now it's on television. You're watching people act their asses off. By the way, the show is so good. And you built this world in your mind, and now you see it. Like, what does that feel like?
It was so surreal, and I am so happy to hear you say that, because the cast freaking killed it. Like, every one of them. I know, right? And I knew it when I was seeing some of it, being shot and filmed. I was like, God, this is really firing on all cylinders. Everyone's bringing their A game. There was such this excitement of the strike had kind of just ended and everyone's finally back to work. And so it really did feel like summer camp in the best possible way.
I love it.
So I remember specifically during pilot week, they shot that skeet-shooting scene where Margo and Sophie kind of have their flirtation, and Callie's like in the background pulling the skeet, and she's all pissed off. And that's one of those scenes that's very close to how it was in the book. So that felt so surreal. I was like, they even said one of the lines from the book, and I was like, what is happening?
You're like, I wrote this. This is me. I made this. That is just got to be the coolest thing. And honestly, such a, I'm going to say, badass book and show. I mean, it's awesome. It's so cool. And I love this for you. That's just so amazing. Congratulations on all of it.
And truly, thank you. Thank you for writing older women. For giving us older women to look up to, older women to fear, older women to be inspired by. Because not that we don't love Feyre of Akatar, and we love these like 18-year-old bad bitch little fairies, but like, God, it's so refreshing and wonderful to see like a middle-aged woman with kids still being hot, still being sexy, still understanding new worlds, trying new things. It's just such a refreshing thing, especially in 2025 where everybody's obsessed with youth and young and whatever. You just built such a cool story. And I am so in love with Margo.
I love Margo as a Leo. I love her birthday's August 20th because that's my sister's birthday. And I'm a Leo too, obviously. That's such a Leo thing to say. But she really is such a freaking Leo. And I was so obsessed learning that.
That is fabulous.
I love it.
I love that you're a Leo. Like, that's one of my very favorite signs. I'm Sagittarius, but
of course you are.
Leos like rule the world. And so she has to be,
Well, I have a question for you then. Oh, I'm so sorry. I have a question for you about Margo. So she's kind of like if Regina George and like Lady Macbeth had a love child and grew up in Texas, right? So did you always know that she was going to be this I don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't seen it or watched it, but did you always know that that was going to be her path? Or did it kind of surprise you while you were writing?
No, I did kind of always know about her. I am one that writes towards surprises for myself. That's my process. But I did know, like, while I was writing her, I too was like obsessed with her. And I'm like, what is this bad bitch gonna do next?
You know, there were obviously a lot of differences from the ending in the book to the show, and I get it for a show. What was that kind of like for you? They were very big. I mean, I guess we can spoil it. Spoiler alert, everyone. Margo is off, and then so is Abby, and Abby was the one who was actually pregnant, which
Yeah.
What was that like seeing, though, them change that? And, it's your baby, it's your story, but I do understand for a show why they'd have to switch some things up to keep it going. But yeah, what was that like for you?
Yeah, I honestly, Rebecca told me she came to East Texas at the very beginning, and I'm in Austin, so my bestie and I drove up and we took her around our hometown and to the lake where the hunting wives is set and skeet shooting and barbecue and everything. And she was like, I'm nervous, but I have to tell you my vision for it. And then I was like, okay, well, no, I actually like that better than the book. And where were you when I was writing this book? So I thought it was brilliant because Margo is the MVP. So you want to keep her around.
Yeah.
But in the book, like, I had to kill her. I'm like, because she always also felt like a victim to me in this way, like femme fatale, but also there's something tragic about her. And so that's why. And I needed another plot twist.
I love it, but that's honestly, yeah. What makes it, because I tend to play crazy psycho, like what the wild characters, right? And for me, they're so much more fun to play because I love playing a very complex woman. But one of the most important things as an actor is to figure out, especially if you're bad or evil in the linear sense, how do you make her endearing still? And one of the things that Malin Ackerman is so good at and really translated well on screen is you're still rooting for her.
Yeah, I know.
In a time where most women are written as like whiny, I'm thinking of Breaking Bad, the wife in Breaking Bad, even though she has every right in the world to be upset that her husband is dealing meth, she's like always the one that's like, now Walt, and it's just so frustrating. So to have this like very powerful, badass woman who also like, we find out about her brother and her world and where she came from and what she's had to do to survive, and it's just, you built such a real and rich character, both in the book and on the screen. It was so wonderful to watch as somebody who tends to play those roles.
Yeah, I mean that the credit for her backstory definitely goes to Rebecca Cutter in the TV series, because in the book she's just a rich bitch, really. And so Rebecca gave her this super compelling, and the Mullen, of course, is so dazzling, and you're just she's like, it's like magnetic. Like you can't, I mean, so yeah, we're going to root for her till the end, right? No matter what the body count is, because she's just so great. I can't.
Let her kill more people. I don't care.
I know,
right?
Like she needs to continue messing stuff up. But I am so glad. I mean, I'm so glad that everyone was cast the way they were, because all of them, their performances are iconic, and I can't say it loudly enough. Like it was just feels like one of those shows that really was firing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
Now, do we know if it's picked up for season 2 or haven't heard news?
It better
yet?
be. We need it.
I know, right? We haven't heard just yet. So I feel
Soon.
cautiously optimistic, but that's just based on vibes. So
Sure. Well, listen, the vibes are strong. They're high.
They're
We're here
immaculate. We
So
love
tell
it.
me this,
All the
so-
good choo-choo.
Yes, exactly. This is what the new generation does. They do this. Like,
oh,
very
okay,
exciting.
that's good to know.
This is a thing.
it
We're
really?
trying to adopt it. There we go.
I love it. Okay, so now I hear a Southern accent.
Yeah.
Did any of this book come from what you grew up? We know Southern Belles. I played one on a show called Queen of the South. We're wild.
Yes. Yep.
So
Yep.
did you draw any of this from your real life? How did this book come to be?
Yeah, basically, my mom told me a story. We were driving the backcountry roads where I'm from in East Texas, and she was like, oh, in high school, sometimes the rich boys would invite me out in the woods on a Friday night. What?
Mom?
And they would sit on the hoods of their car with guns and shoot at small, like, rabbits. And I was like, she was like, I know, it was so weird. I was like, Mom, that really could have gone so wrong. And then very
Right.
quickly, I was like, let's make the rich boys women, and let's set it in
Yes.
contemporary times, because I'm too lazy to do any research.
Right.
No need. No need.
Too lazy. And then it just very quickly became like this obsession where I think I wrote the first half in 4 months. And yeah, a lot of it is based on the wildness of growing up in East Texas, doing keg stands in high school in the middle of the woods. We've all been there. Exactly.
Yes.
It is a very party town I grew up in. It's not too far from Louisiana, so it's kind of got that like high-spirited, rowdy sensibility, and everything's big in Texas, including the Jello shots. So it was like
Right.
I wanted to put all that in there. Like,
I mean, the South
Yeah.
is, it's just a different world. It's just a different
Yeah.
world, and you don't understand it until you spend time there. And
Yeah.
there's so much death, there's so much tragedy, there's so much camaraderie, there's so much familial love. Like, it's just a wild. I love the South. It's just a wild place, and you really brought
Really
that.
is.
You felt like you were living it when you're reading the book. Like, you really feel like you're just wiling out in East Texas.
Thank you.
We gotta go to East Texas, girl.
Let's go to a Honey Wives tour. That'd be so much fun.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I would live for that. I would absolutely live for that. Well, so when you're writing, they always will say, you know, write what you know, which obviously when it comes to location, you're able to use all this. But you do a lot of suspense, thriller, obviously. These baddies are crazy, you know, they're doing some wild stuff. How do you even step into that and have an idea or know, like, hey, they're going to be doing this? And then when you're writing a villain, are you like, even like Margo, like, are you loving her? Are you feeling weird? Is she just someone who maybe has some flaws, but we love her? Like, what is that like to create that?
It's so much fun, and I don't know what this says about me, but I love all my villains and bad behaving women. They're just so much fun. It's like,
They are.
you know, and
Yep.
so I want to always have fun while I'm writing if I can, even though it's a business and it can be stressful and the deadlines.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm not having fun with it, then I'm doing something wrong, because my books are thrillers and suspense. There's always a body, but I more than that, I also want them to be just like they feel like a party, and but with danger, like a
Yeah.
girl's not gone wrong.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. So so here's the question. So as an actor, you're supposed to, if you're playing an evil character, you're supposed to figure out how you love them anyway. When you're writing, do you figure out how to love them anyway, or do you just say this person is a little savage and I'm just going to make her evil and no redeeming qualities?
That is such a great question, Molly, because I think in the beginning I was just doing the latter part, and then I've realized that readers do want even the bad girls to be somewhat relatable. So I've tried to give them a little more depth and richness while still letting them be unapologetically
Mm.
morally gray, messed up,
I was just
unlikable.
going to say morally
Yeah.
gray. That's the
Yeah.
word. The two words for the interview is morally gray. And
Yes.
we're all morally gray, right?
That's too why we love to read or watch these type of stories, because no one's perfect. We all got a little something going on inside, you know. It's so not like we're out there like killing people, but you know what I'm saying.
My dad always says there's a reason you're playing these wild characters, okay? I don't know what it is. I may not want to know, but like I know there's a reason you're doing this. I'm like, oh, okay.
Exactly.
You really do kill it though. So good.
Yes,
Oh
absolutely.
my gosh. But then, so you are in Austin, Texas now. How long have you lived there for?
Oh gosh, like on and off for 30 years. Yeah.
Wow. You know, I used to go there in my early 20s, and we would always go to the Driscoll Hotel. I was like obsessed with this place, and it's haunted. And I freaking loved it. And the bats under the bridge. Like, I'm obsessed with Austin. I love it. It's such a time.
Okay,
So,
so when y'all come visit, we'll do the Driscoll and we'll get the
Great.
haunted drinks there, and then we'll make the drive up to East Texas, and we'll do like the lake tour and the whole thing. And we'll drink out of
Mates,
single cups.
don't play. We
I
will do
would
this.
love. I now I've never gone skeet shooting. Have you? Do you have some experience with skeet shoot? Because all I wanted to do watching them was be like, I want to shoot some of those little clay pigeons so
I
bad.
know it's much fun. Yes, I will admit that like even at 5 years old, I was doing that with parental supervision, but it
Sure,
was
yeah.
yeah, and it's funny though. I was talking to one of my friends in New York recently, and I was telling her, she's like, "Wow," and I said, "No, really though. It really is such a part of the culture. Like, my granddaddy always had a hunting lease and hunting dogs, and it was very, you know, safe and a lot of gun
Yeah.
safety and everything. But yeah, I was looking back. I'm like, yeah, I started early with that.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah.
fun though.
That's a part
Yeah.
of the culture, right? That's a part of the world. I can't wait to go to East Texas. My only experience in Texas was Dallas because we
Okay.
filmed there. And it was
Yeah.
just it basically felt very Margo world, very
Yes.
much that world, but like without the fun, obvious moral gray of it. Even though we
Yes.
know these bitches are doing wild shit
Yeah.
behind closed doors. But like they're all like very buttoned up and everything's very fancy and rich, and it's just kind of like,
Yes.
but there's, I want some drama and some juice, and so that's why I like to go, outside of the big city.
That would be amazing. When were you in? No, what was this in Dallas? Which one? Which
So
part
we
was this?
shot the first 3 seasons of Queen of the South in
Oh,
Dallas.
yeah. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know if okay, wow, Dallas. So, wow, that's incredible. So, did you go to like Highland Park? Did you go to
Yeah,
like, okay,
all
so
the
you went,
fancy, yeah, I stayed right across the street from SMU, and my
okay,
character on Queen, Kellyanne, she was an
yeah, yeah.
ex-Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. So
Right,
I was a
right, right,
Dallas
right.
housewife.
Yeah.
I kill my husband because he's acting out, and then I go leave with Teresa, and I become a drug cartel
Oh my God.
aficionado. So it's like the epitome of Dallas housewife or Texas housewife, like rich, everything's built for you, and then something crazy happens, and your whole life gets flipped upside down, and now you're in this wild world. So I so resonated with the book
Well,
because
did you audition for the Hunting Wives?
I know, that's what I wanted to ask.
Like, come on, girl. I can see you up in that.
I wish I had. I was on SVU at the time, so I couldn't. I wasn't allowed to. When you're a regular on another show, you're not allowed to. But oh my God, I saw the breakdown for it, and I was like, I want to play this so bad.
I feel that could have been a really good match. But hey, maybe season 2. You never know.
There we go.
There's I hope for multiple seasons, and oh my God, that'd be fabulous. And how much fun was playing that character? Like,
So it's such a blast. Like I said, Malin and Brittany Snow, like both of those characters, because I feel like Kellyanne was a little bit more like Brittany Snow's character, a little more wide-eyed. She'd been very protected. Kellyanne had been very protected in this world by her husband, and she, her
yeah.
looks had gotten her where she needed to be. And then Teresa shows up in her life, and everything gets flipped upside down, and then she kind of becomes Malin's character. And so it's kind of like a really cool combination of both. And before you know it, I mean, apart from the cocaine addiction I had in season 3, once we got rid of that, season 4, now she's like the consigliere, and she's like the bad bitch that's helping Teresa run the show. So, but that's what I mean by these morally gray women that aren't 16, 17, 18. They're these fully formed women who are sick of the rules, unapologetic, tired
Yeah.
of being held down, and just here in the world as they are.
Yeah, I really do like to write women. I mean, I'm 51, and so I relate to older women obviously now. And I mean, we've just seen a lot and done a lot. And some of
Yeah.
us, like me, are just getting started, or I hope, I don't know.
Wasn't your first book published in 2018, I want to say?
Yeah.
So how did you pivot into that and where you're at now? I mean, what a success story. That's incredible.
Thank you so much. It's been quite the journey. I mean, I've been trying to do a book a year, really. So the one I'm under deadline right now is my 7th book. And then All the Little Houses it's another fun Texas soapy.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, Ted, give us a little breakdown.
I'm like, if it ever gets made for TV, Molly, you must consider.
Say less, May. I am there for you, baby.
Amazing. It's okay, so it's kind of like my twisted take on Little House on the Prairie, but it's set in the 80s in East Texas, in my hometown, and it's really just like kind of a wink and nod to that, but it's like soapy, juicy, nasty. So you've
Love
got
it.
kind of like pure Ingalls Wilder family that just moves to town, and the mom's like a trad wife, and the dad's a woodworker, and then you've got the rich bitches, Nellie, kind of like from the show, and her mom, and they're like oil rich, but both of them are totally insecure, and so it's just this collision course of these two families, and then all the like lake life and parties and bad behavior. Teens and adults alike are evil.
Love
and
it.
fun. Yeah, thank you.
Just like real life.
Right. And this comes out January 20th, right? But it's
Yes.
available for pre-order. Okay,
Yes,
perfect.
yes.
Bunchies, make sure you go get it. 'Cause
Yeah.
we're going to.
Oh, I can't wait to read it.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. 7 books that already. I mean, that's remarkable. And do you feel that the ideas just always keep flowing to you and you have so much ready to go? Or are you kind of sometimes like, what am I going to write?
Sometimes I'm low-key panicking that that's my last idea for real, and then luckily something will come up and grab my attention and then make me go, I want to spend 300 or 400 pages in this world.
Mm.
You know, there are some ideas that didn't take off like that. So I'm trying to stay 2 steps ahead of running out of ideas.
Never.
So,
Right. Where do you think they come from? Is there, I don't know if you're a spiritual person. I know being from Texas, I'm sure there's some element of that. Is it some kind
yeah,
of like download? Do you go meditate? Do you pull an
yeah.
angel card? Like where do you think these ideas come from?
I am a big meditator, so I do meditate every day before I write. And a lot of the inspo comes from my mom's wild stories. So she'll just say something, and then I'll be like, I can't quit thinking about it. Like my debut novel, Big Woods, is in part inspired by a true story she told me. And it's another book in the 80s against the backdrop of the Satanic Panic.
Yeah,
Um,
of course.
yeah, and so that was inspired by her. And then I do feel like you said, that part of the South is like, it's almost like an exotic place. And so I
Very.
do so much from like my childhood. I mean, we were pretty much middle class. There was a little era in the late 70s where it was like my parents were like socialites a little bit,
Oh.
and then just for a hot moment, and then the recession hit and they got divorced and whatever. But I remember being young and like, oh, mom's in an evening gown, and now, and it just so. And then even though I firmly stayed middle class, there were a lot of rich people in that town, and so it was
Sure.
always fascinating to go to like their slumber parties
Yeah.
in these bigger
Was it
houses.
oil money? A lot of oil
Yeah,
money there?
yeah, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
oil money.
Mm-hmm.
And I could kind of feel like I could feel the sort of almost the pressure in there. Like,
Mm.
yeah, I'd be jealous of like some of the guest clothes in the Esprit. And then and then sometimes it would be like, wow, but there is, I don't know. So it was
They're not
interesting.
happy, right? There's like there's this weight
Yeah,
that comes with money,
yeah,
and not for everybody,
yeah.
obviously. Some people
Right,
get rich and they
right.
love it, but like
Yeah,
what I've noticed is in my experience with the South is the people
yeah,
that are living kind of the middle lower class life are
yeah,
happier. They're more
yeah, yeah,
family
yeah, yeah.
oriented, everything, but
Exactly.
they look up to the rich, right?
Yeah.
Because the rich kind
Mhm.
of run everything, but
Do you
the
think
rich
that's
are angry.
correlation of old money versus,
Yeah.
Mm.
right?
I do. Yeah. Like they have to sort of keep it going and keep, things on a certain path. And so I do feel like children are more pushed towards one way, like whether it's this summer camp, which feeds into this sorority later. Whereas I'm just kind of like bumbling through my childhood in my treehouse, in my tetherball court, like
Love
living the
it.
dream.
What were you like as a kid? Did you always know that writing was the thing for you, or is this something later in life you discovered?
I think looking back, I didn't consciously know it until after college, but looking back, I was a diary keeper. I was always like kind of rage journaling about the cute boy that's not interested in me.
Mm.
We all did
Yep. Yep.
So, and then I loved reading like, this is going to really age me, but like Nancy Drew, and
Yeah.
I love those sort of serialized like whodunits. And so looking back, I'm like, okay, this was clearly the path.
Right.
But I didn't even really think of it as a career. I kind of fell into it, honestly.
And but what do you mean you fell into it? How did that
Yeah.
happen? Because it was so recent, if you think about it, and
Yeah.
so much success so quick.
Yeah, so basically in college, I came across this man's story. And so it is a nonfiction book that I'm still working on, and I'm going to finish it one day. And I became obsessed with this jazz musician. He was a Leo, and he
Of
was,
course.
yeah, of course. And he was blind at 2 in an accident, but he taught himself to play 3 saxophones at the same time. Such a compelling person.
Wow.
And he
Yeah.
just, in true Leo fashion, he had this ironclad will, and so he overcame all this stuff in order to
Wow.
play music that literally came to him in dreams. I'm going to pull a picture of him up
Please,
because
yeah, let us see. And where'd you go to college?
I went to the University of Texas here in Austin.
Okay, so hook 'em.
Yeah, exactly.
Hook 'em, baby.
Molly knows. Don't play with
love
her and
it.
her
I'm a
sports.
football psycho.
I love that you know that, but that's Rasan.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my goodness.
I mean, how
That's so
staggering.
cool. How did you
How
meet
did
him?
how did you stumble across
Yeah.
him? How do you remember?
Yeah, I was taking like a jazz appreciation class because I did a minor in music, and the professor puts on this song, and it really moved me in this really bizarre way. And I went immediately to the record store, bought a box set, and started reading about his life. And at the time, there wasn't a book about him. Since one of my friends, well, I met him through all this, has written a great book called Bright Moments. And but I felt like I was connected to him. And then I found out he died on my fourth birthday. And so we have this weird, and so my story is like learning about him, his story through my lens. And I sort of dropped everything, traveled everywhere, retraced his footsteps. I'm really good friends with his widow. I've stayed at their house many weeks on end. And like,
May, this is awesome.
thank you. She's like, y'all are connected. We can't explain it, but we know it's real. And so I have like these hundreds of like stories about him. And so I'm desperately trying to get that
Gosh,
out in the world. Thanks for
that's so
asking that.
cool. You have
Yeah,
to
of
do that. I
course.
would
That's
love
so
to read
cool.
that.
Thank you
Oh
so
my
much.
gosh.
Thank
I want the
you.
book. I want the movie. I want
Thank
everything.
you.
Give it to
Thank
us,
you.
May. All of it. No
Okay.
pressure.
When's your birthday?
Mine is December 5th. So I'm again a Sagittarius. Molly, when is
Well, I'm
yours?
April 23rd, but my brother is December 6th, and our
Oh,
mom passed away on his birthday.
oh, I
13
see.
years. I know it gets sad, but to your point, there's a spiritual universe, whatever you believe. There's a connection
Yeah.
between coming on into this place and leaving it, and
Yeah.
we don't know what it is, but it is incredibly powerful. And if you lean into it, really magical things come from it.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. That's wow that she left on his
Isn't
birthday.
that crazy? I know. I know.
Mhm.
It's the why. And also, I was gonna say, when you write these stories for your mom, is your mom still with us?
Yeah, she is.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a beautiful homage to your mom to create these stories. And I'm sure your mom's like, not about the people drinking and killing people, but apart from all the fun, juicy stuff, it's such a love letter to your mom. And it makes my heart so happy.
I
Thank
love you
you.
put her in the dedication too for the story she told you. I was like, my heart.
Yeah, I mean she's my bestie and my biggest like champion, and so she really has just kind of like always beyond reason believed in me. And she's just also a badass. Like she is
Clearly.
fiery. Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
And she came to set with me, which was so much fun. So, yeah, we're actually in a scene together. It's just kind of like the back of our heads in a restaurant scene, but we got to go into hair and makeup, and you know how much fun that is. I mean,
So
Molly,
much fun.
like this, it's not fun for you at this stage, but like for
It's
people that
never
don't.
not fun to be able to
Okay.
go to set looking like shit and be like, please fix this, and have them, you just like lay there and they just make you beautiful, and you wake back up and you're like, oh my God, who is that person? That's not what I look like on a day-to-day
So
basis.
funny. You know, I saw something about, I always want to call her Maylene. Her name's pronounced Maylin. Is that correct? I always want to call
Mullen.
Mullen.
Oh shoot. Okay, Malin.
Mullen. So I saw this story about her that I guess her wig. Do you know what happened with the whole wig scenario and situation?
I wasn't there for that, but I did read about like how they lightened it and everything.
Yeah, and they put a scene in where they were giving her the highlights.
Yeah.
Molly, I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
So it would match because the wig came
Yeah.
in differently that was
Yes.
fitting her, and they just improvised. But I thought she looked so good. So I was
That's
like,
great.
keep doing
That's
it, girl.
the magic of showbiz. You just do like, how do we figure out? Like, I just was filming a scene yesterday where I go through this crazy traumatic thing, and I had these like beautiful little nails on, but in reality, they probably would not have survived what I go through. And they're just like, fuck it, they won't see it. And then what they realize is there's a scene where they have to zoom in on somebody holding my hand, and the nails are like full force right in the front. So you just got to suspend reality. You got to figure
So
out
they
how to
kept
make it
it
work.
on. You're like, sorry, I got my chromies on.
I love that, Molly. I love that. That's amazing. I was trying to Google to see if you had ever done anything with my, like, I used to work as a personal assistant for Lolita Davidovich,
Yeah.
but so y'all were on different seasons of SVU, but she was on, I think, yeah, like y'all y'all were like right next anyway. So
Just missed each other. Oh, that's so
yeah,
cool, though. So you've
yeah,
always been an artist. You're practicing
yeah,
music in college. You're working
yeah,
on sets. Now you're writing. Like that
yeah.
artisticness has always been in you.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And what made
Oh
you
my
just decide to
gosh.
finally write and just say, fuck it?
It was just really like really girl on a train and Gone Girl came out and I was like I loved those and then I was like, "Ooh, I want to try to write something in that kind of domestic suspense space."
Cool.
And so that was Big Woods and then I don't know, and then The Hunting Wives came to me and I was like, "Oh my God." And thank goodness because that was a book that kind of was like life-changing for me and my family in terms of
Yeah.
getting like a good publishing contract and kind of getting pulled out of like some poverty situation and so
Sure.
and then I just kind of kept rolling with it and so we'll see what happens.
That's, by the way, that's always how the art world works.
Right.
I'll get a show and I'll make really money that I'm grateful for, and then
Yeah.
you just watch it drop, and it's all the way down here, and you're like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to sell my house, and then you get some and you shoot back up again, and it's just this until you die.
No,
That's
no.
always May.
It truly is. Why is it like that? It is though.
I don't know. I'm like, God, I've learned all the lessons I need to learn. Okay, just a little bit of like stability,
Yeah.
just a touch, please. And God's like, no, earn it, all of it.
I know. It's like, no, go out there and hustle some more. It's like, no, I just want to sit by the lake.
Tired.
Yeah. That
I'm
part.
tired. But I'm glad you're hustling because then it gives us stuff like this and us
That's right.
reading
It's amazing.
aficionados. This was so, and I love the color of the bullets and the lipstick. Because
Isn't that
sometimes that's
great?
all you get, right? Is you go to a bookstore
'em
and there's
see.
thousands of books,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you see what looks interesting, and that it caught my eye immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I
And the
love that.
title, my gosh.
The title gets to go, my husband gets credit for that because when I was writing it, it was called The Hunting Party. And then I saw that Lucy Foley, she on Twitter, she posted like arcs and I was like, oh my God, oh no, that's my title. And so I was like panicking. And I remember we were at the park with my son. And so I was like, oh my God, we have to find a new title. And he first said it and I was like, nah. And then like 5 minutes later, I was like, actually, I think that's genius.
Good job, husband.
Good job, hubby. Now, how did we meet him?
Actually, he is from my hometown too, and it's so Hallmark. Like I was home for the holidays 25 years ago, and I went into a dive bar, and there he was. And it turns out we had lived on the same street growing up, but he was a year younger than me. So, like, I knew his older brother, we were friends, but we just weren't on each other's radar. So, he's literally like the boy next door.
The red string theory.
Exactly.
Don't play with me. I love that.
I
Oh,
love
that's so good.
it.
May, I feel a lot of things in your life are just kismet, meant
Yeah.
to be. Like you have a lot of stuff going on around you, just your energy, your vibe, and that I love that. That's
I
so
know.
amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It feels very woo woo, but it is how I live my life because
Well, and
what vibes? Is that what we were? Is that I'm getting that wrong? Okay.
No, you got it. You got it.
You smashed it, baby. You smashed it. But like, isn't it more fun to live in woo-woo world than like, oh, none of that is real or fun? I don't know. None of us actually knows. So let's have
Yeah.
a little fun with this potentially one shot we have here.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how I feel too. You know, I mean, why not believe in it all?
Yeah.
Have
And you do
to.
meditation. Is it transcendental meditation?
Yeah, it is. It is. Not to bring the party down, but my longtime
No.
teacher, she just passed away last, yeah, gosh, like a few weeks ago. She
Oh my
was
gosh.
in Los Angeles. She was an amazing astrologer and my like lifetime meditation teacher. So I need to get back to it because I've kind of like
Yeah.
been hard. So
I'm so sorry. Isn't that wild that meditation is like the best thing we can do for ourselves, right? But it's one of the hardest things to get ourselves to do. And it's the easiest thing to say,
know.
I'm so busy, I can't do it. But it's
Yeah.
like the best thing that we can do for our brains and for you to be able to reconnect with her if you're open to the possibility of that.
I know, definitely, definitely. So do y'all both meditate to?
I do transcendental meditation. My dad got me into it, and my dad is
Oh,
so not, he's old
Yeah.
school boomer, very, very forward thinking, not that kind of boomer. He's like the good kind of
Yeah.
boomer, but like, and he's
Yeah.
the one the opposite of woo-woo, right? Very practical, very linear, and got into transcendental meditation because David Finch did. And it's changed his life. He does it every day. And yeah, he kind of fun forced my brother and I to start doing it, and now it's my lifesaver.
I
It's the
love
best.
that. Yeah.
And then I'm crazy. I love my moon water, my crystals.
Yeah.
He's always sending me a message of like, yeah, the new moon is tonight, so put your water out and say some intentions, and then drink it first thing in the morning. Take a picture so I know you did it.
Yes. Absolutely.
I'm telling you, energy is everything, and I've never felt it more in my life. So if you're intentional with it, and you see it, and you feel it, and you taste it, and you put good vibes out, that's what you're gonna get right back.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah. I totally agree. I have so many crystals.
Yes.
I love it.
Oh my gosh. I knew you did, May. I knew you did.
Yes. We knew we were going to spiritually bond together. And I love that you have this beautiful love story of your husband. We were just joking before you came on about, because I'm single, and Alyssa's married happily, so she's been married to just the most wonderful guy for a long time, and I'm out here fighting for my life in Hollywood. And I was joking that because I'm 37 and I've got these 27-year-olds in my DMs, and I'm just trying to fight them off. I'm like, they're so ballsy. So I kind of felt like Margo. I was like, I'm Margo with these young boys trying to be like, no, I'm too old for you. And one guy said, he's 27, and I was like, I have a decade on you, man, chill. And he goes, if we can land on the moon, you can give me a chance.
I kind of like that moxie, though. I'm
Right?
I'll engage.
Yeah.
I love it.
I like that, actually. He sounds kind of with it. I don't know.
Right? I
We'll
told
see.
her for science, she's got to go explore this. Come
Yeah.
back to the girlies. Let us know
Right.
what that dating pool's
So
like.
too, for sure.
We're wild, May. We're crazy girlies. We can't help ourselves.
I love it. I love it.
Well, we can't wait to come visit you. We can't wait to
Yes,
read your
yes.
next books.
I
We
am
can't wait to
being
chat with you
so
again.
genuine, like we have got to tear it up here in Texas.
Please, say less. We will be, but don't be
Yeah.
scared when we actually do show up.
She's like, oh,
"Hey,
shit.
I'm so happy. Are you gonna be doing anything here? Do you have anything like? Because I know a lot's coming to Texas because they passed the incentives. I didn't know if you had anything on the horizon.
Not right now, but I am developing a show that I'm pitching that is going to shoot probably in Texas. And so I'll just be there. It's about a female college football coach. We're very excited. Yeah, it's really cool.
That sounds incredible. Oh my God. Okay. Yes, amazing.
We're going to put it out into the universe. We're going to shoot it in East Texas because it's about a real
That's
small
right.
town.
Yeah.
So we want, like, I know show me the smallest town, and that's where we'll film it.
Okay, that sounds incredible. That's so exciting. Oh my God, please keep me posted.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you so much for hanging with us today. You seriously are just so wonderful, such good vibes and energy. I feel it radiating off of you, truly.
Well,
And congrats on everything.
Yeah, dude.
Thank y'all. I really had such a blast. I really wish we could just go for margaritas right now.
No, me too. Don't threaten us with a
Say
good
less.
time. We'll show up there tonight.
She's like, girls. It was
No,
one
bring it.
podcast.
I'm like, no, we're besties now. Sorry.
Yeah, we are. It's exactly.
Did that just happen? Well, Munchies, again, remember the hunting wives. You want to make sure you get that. Pre-order all the little houses. The wonderful, amazing, fabulous May Cobb. We're so grateful that you were able to join us today. And we're coming to Texas soon, baby. So
Yay. I'll see you
buckle up.
soon. All right.
Good luck on your deadline.
Thank you. Bye,
You
y'all.
got this. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.